in his base, so he's going to try and do that and get extra forces out instead of getting that extra base. Uh-oh, needs to be careful. Careful of those mines. Oh, he must have comsatted. Never mind. So he's clearing out some mines here, cleaning up a couple vultures, trying to push in to just kind of clear things out. Uh-oh, but he's a little bit vulnerable. But no, he's got those vultures in the way. Actually, vultures stopping the vultures from running through. Wow. And they have to pull right back out. He's going to try and fall back and... Never mind, I thought he's going to try and fall back and pincher those vultures. But I guess he's just going to keep those forces out in the field, trying to keep any reinforcements from coming. He also doesn't know if there's mines planted between his base and where his forces are, so he didn't want to necessarily follow them. But he's now moving out to try and attack, going for a timing attack to try and attack Fantasy's third base at the sort of 11 o'clock position, the top middle position. He's moving in here. It looks like Fantasy sees this coming. He's trying to lay down mines. Does he have siege mode, though? Doesn't look like he has siege mode. He's having to fall back. The vultures come in first, trying to lay down some mines. Here come Flash's forces in from the side. Here he comes in. SCV's coming out. Oh, there's mines everywhere. He could kill a bunch of SCVs. No, he has to fall back. It's just too much stuff in the way, and siege mode not up yet for Flash. Or for Fantasy has siege mode now, so he's going to siege up. Flash is going to try and go around the other side now. Fantasy has just barely has defenses there, but Flash, I don't know why he's not going in. He has the advantage here. He's not moving in at all right now. Maybe he's going to try and get a couple more bases or something like that, but he had the advantage. He's got extra tanks and Goliaths, more vultures. With that 5th factory, he had extra forces in his army, and he didn't go in when he had the chance. He actually went in and then pulled back out again, when I think he had the advantage. So very, very strange by Flash. I mean, maybe he saw something there that I didn't. And feel free to tell me in the comments if there was something else going on there. But huge battle going on here. Mines being planted near lots of tanks. Looks as if Fantasy has more vultures, and he uses them to kill off all of Flash's vultures. Flash has a little bit of advantage in Goliaths, though, and some more vultures running in. Is going to try and beautiful mines. Oh, never mind. Fantasy barely takes out that mine before take out both those tanks. And Flash is forced to fall back, and Flash now tried to take that third base, but he's behind now. Fantasy took that third base before him and held it, and now Flash is just trying to pressure him and contain him at this point, but he doesn't have a lot of defenses back at his main. I'd be really worried if I was Flash about vultures coming in and attacking my base. But in the meantime, he's putting a lot of pressure on Fantasy. He's going to try and take that third base, tie things up, and probably keep the pressure up and take a 4th base at the same time. But he hasn't really done enough damage really to warrant that. He hasn't done enough damage to really, you know, give him that advantage at this point. He's checking around to make sure Fantasy hasn't taken a 4th base. And it looks like here he goes. This is going to be it. He's going to try and take that top right base with a double gas. That's exactly what he's going to do. So he's going to keep the pressure on and try and take that top right base. And he's got mines up in here, but only a single siege tank. Can the vultures kill off the siege tanks, though? He kills off the opposing siege tank, trying to plant down mines next to those tanks. He can just attack move, though. The tanks getting lots more hits off than they really should have at this point. And, oh my gosh, if he just fought with the vultures, he would have taken all that out. But instead he fought with the mines. There was too many vultures there. The vultures were taking out his mines very quickly, very effectively. None of the mines went off, and Flash lost his opportunity to wipe out that smaller force, and instead loses the advantage. So this is really bad for Flash now, actually. He's trying to take that top right base, but now that he's committed to that top right base, he needs to hold out, or at least hope that Fantasy just somehow doesn't see it. But Flash is now having to fall back here. Fantasy has the advantage. Flash has had to fall back a little bit, and he's just barely holding on to the position he does have. He's going to try and move in a few more tanks there. If Fantasy sees that top right base, though, Flash is going to be screwed, I think. Oh, here he comes in. Comstats to see what's there. Sees him in the middle of sieging up. He's going to move in and plant his own siege tanks down. Flash with not enough vultures to battle those vultures, and not enough vultures to stop the mines. Mines going off, destroying Flash's siege tanks all over the place. Flash is on the run. He is really in dire straits right now. He's trying to move forces into play to protect his right side base and his natural expansion, but no! Mines going off! Oh, severely damaging those tanks. He needed those tanks at full health so badly. More vultures coming in here, planting down mines. The SCVs turning into battle as well. The siege tanks are taking out all the mines that threaten them. Managed to fight those vultures off, but now some siege tanks in range take out one of them. Flash is really in dire straits here. He is in a horrible position. Fantasy is keeping up the pressure, and Fantasy has a little bit more mining going on as well, and Fantasy has the advantage, the military advantage. Here he comes in. This could be the final blow, going in with a ton of vultures. Less tanks though, because Flash just got a couple more tanks in position, but no, with the extra vultures in there, he is able to affect a lot of damage. They're trading tank hits that comes out about even. Flash barely coming out ahead actually in that one. Fantasy though rallying this spot, and if he keeps rallying that spot, I think he's within range to hit that command center. He is. SCV is having to come off the line to try and attack those siege tanks, and oh, just barely getting into those siege tanks. Vultures are going to come in and try and wipe out those SCVs. He pulls them back, but no, not quickly enough. The tanks take them out, although they did take a couple hits, so those tanks could get in position and counterattack there. But look at this, both players just rallying, massively rallying units, and oh, Fantasy has gotten another base up at the 12 o'clock position though. He's going to have a huge advantage there. Look at that, 7 factories for Fantasy, and both players, this is some good StarCraft here. This is when you play StarCraft, when you have the most fun, when it is so intense, when you're fighting for dear life, you're using every possible unit you can, and you're just barely holding on for dear life, just pumping as many units as possible out of your production facilities just to hold off what they're pumping out of their production facilities. They're just basically throwing resources at each other here, and oh no, Flash was forced to cancel that top right expansion. Now Fantasy's taking it, and there's nothing Flash can do. He's still just got 5 factories, I believe, getting up to Starport, but Fantasy's way ahead of him on Starport, getting some Wraiths in the mix as well, and Flash cannot afford to not make tanks right now. He's got to spend all his gas on tanks. He can't afford to build Goliaths, so those Wraiths are really going to hurt him once they come out. Flash trying to sneak that bottom left expansion. He's not out of it yet, but he is he's in bad condition right now. Fantasy has 1, 2, 3, 4 bases mining, a 5th going up. Flash has 2 bases mining, a 3rd going up. It is really not a good position at all for Flash. And oh wait, is it? In my nose, I thought that was Fantasy's. Vultures. Oh man, that tank is screwed. Oh. How did that tank survive? I think the one mine blew up the other, but oh, the Wraiths are gonna finish it off. Fantasy has, Flash has a couple Wraiths of his own, but I think he's got less than Fantasy does. And here comes the killing blow. Flash, GG's. This is gonna go to a game 5. Wow, Fantasy taking another game from Flash. Absolutely amazing. I can't wait. I'm just gonna move on to game 5. I'll see you there. GG. Thanks for watching.